With less than 12 hours remaining until the practice sessions would get underway, the Trass Family Motorsport team had a mammoth task ahead of them. Firstly, they had to find everything and check it all for damage due to the rather casual care factor shown by the customs inspection team after they had emptied and repacked the container at the ports. The car was still to have some parts fitted and modifications done to it so that it would pass scrutineering, of which they were given a time dispensation on due to already missing the cut-off. The three drivers had not even done any seat fitments, and nothing about this challenge was coming easy.
Right, 2 hours in, what you can see behind is what we've done in that time. Out the back further, we've got all the living area and all the sort of technical working area all being built as well. Boys are hard into it with the car, done an amazing amount of work in a small period of time. 2 days of sitting around doing nothing and they fired up like we're smoking.
So while other teams were heading off for the comfort of their beds and the entire pit row had closed up shop, Trass Family Motorsport would continue on into the wee hours of Friday morning, because no late car was going to bring this Kiwi team down.
Open. Down.
Down.
Closed.
With only a couple of hours sleep behind them, the Kiwis were back at it before dawn, and there was still plenty to be done. And whether it was a minor job or a major one, there was only one end goal: to see the car out on the track for the first practice.
So walked in this morning, look what these boys have done, fantastic. They worked through the night, right through till about 3:30 in the morning I believe, while us drivers were at home sleeping, so fantastic effort by them. Obviously, you know, these boys are working their butts off and they will do all we can, and to set up what they've done in a matter of hours and now have the car pretty much track ready with an hour before we hit the track is just awesome. So John and I are about to get ready for the first session. I believe we'll be completing that, and it'll be my first look at this fantastic Bathurst circuit, so bring it on.
After 2 days of frustration and a night of solid work, things were about to get real. The team representing Trass Family Motorsport was about to put the Ferrari onto the Bathurst circuit.
Pretty excited. It's all sort of finally happening here. The car arrived last night. Boys worked pretty much all night on it. We arrived this morning and we're just finishing up a few things now.
And whilst both Leicester and Smythe were in no doubt chafing at the bit to get behind the wheel and experience the mountain, first honours would go to the experienced John McIntyre.
Okay, this has been a bit of headless chicken like we'd expect this morning. Let's just shut it down now. Take a big deep breath, slow down. No more running. No more running at all. Just slow it right down. Think about what we're doing, right? Wait for the call from either Carl or myself, right? So let's just get into the session through, and then everybody just take a step back, take a deep breath, and just move on nice and smoothly, right?
Well, we finally made it. It's our first practice. I feel like a dad whose kid's just been born and coming out into the world. It's an awesome feeling. Beautiful day here on the track. So many incredible cars. Teams looking really good. I feel really good about this weekend.
So once McIntyre had taken the edge off the nerves of the entire team, it would be the turn of Jono Lester, sliding in to fulfill a dream of piloting a Ferrari around the famed Mount Panorama.
Really cool. It's amazing how light the car gets.
I know.
to be.
I forgot to tell you that. Like it tracks, it's tracking a lot, right?
Up Mountain Straight.
Yeah. Hey, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I told Graham. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, that's right.
I was quite surprised. And it tracks every camber on the road, doesn't it?
Later in the day, Graham Smythe would have his first turn on the mountain. But for now, in between the official practice sessions, the team could slip into the normal mode of a race weekend, which was a combination of the normal car checks, parts to be cleaned, car data to be analysed, and more equipment to be prepped. And while that was going on, Jono Lester could take some time to dwell on the occasion that just happened.
Pretty bloody cool. I feel like a laboratory dog at the top, don't know what I'm doing. But it's good. It's really good. I'm just trying to process how to get my head around the top section around the hill. As I said to someone just 5 minutes ago, the bottom half's a piece of piss. The top, so we'll see what happens in practice too.
Word had spread quickly throughout the field and the media contingent about how a team whose experience on the mountain was pretty much only that of driver John McIntyre was fighting and punching well above their weight, because despite their initial setbacks and the ridiculous time frame to get ready, the crew had given the drivers a car that was circulating inside the top 10. All eyes were now on Trass Family Motorsport. Then it was practice 2, where Graham Smythe would finally get his first crack at the hill.
Crazy. This place is unbelievable. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are on the track, it's just like nothing else I've ever driven ever. It's absolutely insane. You're going up the top and there's just absolutely no room for error. You make a slight mistake and you'll be in a wall. You're turning in over brows, the car's completely light. It's insane. I don't know, it's just crazy. To be able to jump out of my first session without making any mistakes, I'm pretty happy. It's just a matter of easing into it, and hopefully come Sunday we'll be we'll all be comfortable and be on the pace.
So you just skimmed across the wall?
Huh?
You touched the wall?
I'm pretty sure I did. There's not a mark on it.
There was a mark.
Maybe that, but as I came through the step at gently, and I stood on it, and I think it might have just gone bang, like really minor,
Yes.
and then it's just got a vibration.
Just a small vibration, not under braking or anything.
Well, it's through the
Just
wheel.
constant
It's
vibration.
through the wheel, yeah.
So practice 2, had a chance to think about things, think about my psyche, how I approach this thing. Graham did a fantastic job, put us in the top 10, and obviously having had a chance for the last couple of hours to think about my approach up the top, went straight back out, it was like a different car. Balance is great, and we put the car up in P4, I think we dropped to P6 at the end, but we're right there. Bloody awesome.
From there, the day would almost become normal. Drivers would continue to circulate and gain as much track time as possible, to finish with the in-depth discussions and analysis of those drives. Ferrari specialists direct from Italy could offer their advice and pitch in to get their hands dirty. The crew could get to work on the small things like the refueling bay, and drivers could finally get their custom seat spaces, with the crew generally working away to spend their Friday night prepping a race car. Saturday morning, after a very long 36 hours, one final practice session was to be held before the all-important qualifying run. It would serve as a clear chance for everyone to settle their nerves, for both the crew and the drivers. It would also offer the opportunity for some final feedback on the car's handling, along with any last-minute setup changes, and of course it would be the last time they would have to iron out any small creases or find any hidden issues. Because after all their hard work, the last thing this team needed was more of those.
So we're just analysing to see whether it is an issue that's going to become a big issue or whether it's not.
I saw a blue light on the dash, and it was a little bit disconcerting when I was out there, so I backed off for a lap, called into the pits and actually came in. The boys downloaded the computer, the ECU, and the boys from Michelotto decided that it was best to bring the car in and have a proper look at it. Just for precautionary sake, if we do have a genuine oil pressure problem and it's not an electronic thing, then heaven forbid we stay out there and keep running around and potentially damaging an engine. So we've got time, we've got a couple of hours before qualifying, so it's nothing to stress out about majorly. We've got guys here from Italy that know exactly what they're doing.
This is the issue. This is a pipe that is gathering the oil with the gearbox.
When do we have to make qualifying?
Well, we don't actually, we don't have to make qualifying, but we have to make the race.
Yeah.
There's an oil tube broken inside the gearbox and it's causing a suction problem for the oil. Don't know how long it's going to take. I haven't done it before, so see how we go. All hands on deck.
So with less than 2 hours till qualifying would begin, the crew, with advice from the Italians, would find, remove and replace the problem part. And it was becoming apparent very quickly that this team thrived when it came to working under pressure.
The shaft, you have to make sure the shaft can stay inside.
Once you snip it off, there's a filter over top of it.
We're just finishing up now. Replaced the broken pipe as you saw. So just putting it back together,
getting the oil back in, replaced with a new oil filter, and then we'll be out for qualifying. So good find, and straight back into it.
You may notice the high position funnel here.
The team had done it, and by completing it so efficiently, it actually gave them a chance to have a go at a paced tyre change, because that, along with the refuelling, had still to be practiced for the very first time. And it was something that would have to wait, because qualifying was about to begin.
So there's 2 qualifying sessions. First session's an hour, giving all 3 drivers a quick run. For Jono and Graham, it's just a few extra miles. Then what happens is we have a 10-minute park firmo where we're allowed to change tyres, and we've got a very short 20-minute one driver, sort of like a bit of a shootout. We're going to put John on the car for that on a set of green medium tyres, and just that, hopefully, depending on the heat, that should decide the final grid position.
Had an outlap during qualifying. The Mark Mazda, whatever it is, tried to take a Class A brake point up the top and ended up in the wall just in front of me. So we sort of knew there was going to be a red flag, so we calmed it down, and we will start our run proper in this next run here rather than ruin the tyres. So it's quite hot out here now. Apparently the car's got a little bit of oversteer, as Graham was saying. So we just need to monitor that, but I think we've still got a really good race car, so we'll back some laps and then get John in to do his familiarisation before the second qualifying and see where we are on the grid.
Welcome to Bathurst.
Across a period of 40 hours with virtually no sleep, Trass Family Motorsport had, in a way, overachieved. Their crew had done their initial part to give John McIntyre a car that he would qualify a solid 16th in. And with 50 machines in the field, it was a stellar effort by all. However, the final preparation work would continue well into the night, because even amongst all the fun and games that this team brought to the event, there was still a serious 12 hours of Bathurst to deal with. Although this lot couldn't help themselves by getting into the zone a little earlier than the rest.